But from one motorsport to another now, for any driver, winning a race is quite the feat, but winning two in one weekend, well, it's a rarity. It doesn't happen too often. Just the weekend, though, for Adam Shepherd of Rettendon, who won two of the three races at Snetterton. Well, we've mentioned that. In the latest round of the TCR UK Championships. Wins adding on to a victory at Brands Hatch during the opening round of the 2024 season. That means he sits top of the championship. How does that feel? I had to hear that out loud.
Yeah, sounds great to me.
More of that, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Adam Shepherd, it's lovely to have you on the show, my friend. How are you keeping? Yeah,
very good, very good. A bit tired. Didn't get into about 2 a.m. this morning, but it makes it all worth it with the results we got.
Oh, that's a late home trip. That's almost early, in fairness. But congratulations on the two wins at Snetterton. Which of the races of the two wins did you feel kind of most confident in?
I think the first one we won by a bigger margin. I think we had about 4 or 5 second lead, so that was more comfortable. It's not quite as fun, but the pressure also when someone's like pushing you the whole way is a lot more. So they're both good in their own right. But yeah, it's a great weekend for us.
Yeah, I mean it's a statement setter, isn't it? I think a lot of the time, and this early on in the season, in any motorsport. When you've got a win in the first round and then you get 2 out of 3 wins, okay, the last weekend just gone, that's really sort of sending a message, isn't it, to the rest of the teams and the rest of the drivers that, you're here to be counted.
Yeah, definitely. We came close to winning the championship the last 2 years in an older car that wasn't quite up to it, and we switched into a newer generation car, which a lot of our competitors had. And it was a new car, new to us at the first round, and we've kind of got on top of it quick, and we've had a podium at every race. 3 wins, so yeah, it's sent a message out. We're fast, we're ready to compete, and yeah, looking for the championship.
I don't want to ever assume that people get to listen to every week of this, and we've talked a lot about the different disciplines of motorsport in the past. We've mentioned quite a lot about touring cars of late. Can you tell us a little bit how TCR differs from the British touring car scene?
Yeah, so a British touring car is the regulations are specific to that championship. So that car can't race cars of the same type anywhere else around the world, their own specific regulations. Whereas TCR is a championship where all around the world, the TCR regulations are identical. So you could literally take our car from TCR UK and go race that in America or Asia or wherever else. And the cars are exactly the same specification. So they're all built by your manufacturers. So in my case, I'm racing a Cupra. It is out the factory as a race car from Cupra, whereas a British touring car is built more by the team. So that's the shift there.
And when you say it's out of the factory, are there any modifications to make that more of a racing car or?
Yes. So it's a full-blown race car, but built by the manufacturer. So when it comes out of the factory as, say, the Cupra competition car that I'm in, that car is a full-blown race car, slick, sequential gearbox and so on, but rather than being modified by the teams, they're designed and developed as race cars by Cupra or Hyundai and so on.
And so does that make the racing that much more competitive? Because ultimately you can have the best engineer in the world, the best mechanical minds, but ultimately you are limited by what the manufacturer puts into the vehicle.
That. Yeah, so the idea of the regulations, we've got something called balance of performance. So each car and each manufacturer has a different weight or ride height or so on to kind of balance out the performance between them. But as a team, you can only engineer within what the manufacturer's given you. You can't go and redesign suspension or anything like that. So the idea is to try and make the racing a lot closer and a lot more level playing field. And we could turn up at one weekend with 50 horsepower less or more than the previous weekend. They can change stuff and it ebbs and flows throughout the year.
Wow, okay, so that's why I guess there's that much excitement around watching it, certainly from a spectator's point of view, because you really don't know what you're going to get from one week to the next. And I guess it makes it quite exciting as a driver.
It does, yeah. I'd rather turn up and win every round and not worry about it, but it's not quite like that in reality. This weekend, we was carrying 30 kilograms of success ballast, maximum being 40, so next time we're going to take 40 kilo on board. And some of the other people around us are going to be carrying nothing, so 40 kilo in a race car is actually quite a lot. So it ebbs and flows between each round, and some circuits suit some different cars. So some cars are longer wheelbase and more aerodynamic, and it suits them on longer circuits. And so it is interesting throughout the year how that dynamic changes.
And how does that change your approach as the driver when you know you've got more ballast next week, for example, as you had the last round? Do you approach how you race differently?
So you do have to look after the tyres a little bit more and set the car up differently. But ultimately, at this stage of the year, it's so early on, we just go out to win every round, try and put it on pole, try and win. As the year goes on, you can get a bit more clever. So if you know that there's a circuit where the weight's going to help, hinder you more, you might decide to sandbag a little bit and take less weight, so you get more of an advantage at a circuit where it's not going to hurt you so much. So there's some tactics in that. But it's, lots to think about.
Wow, it's so much more tactical than I ever imagined it being. I know there's tactics involved in racing. I'm very aware of that, no matter what discipline you watch, but that's impressive. And is it for you quite important to understand, like, mechanics as a driver? I know you don't have to do it, but do you take a responsibility in understanding, like, the physics side of things and the mechanical side of things?
Definitely. So I started, I first sat in a kart when I was 4 years old. It all in our family for years, but I've raced the car since I was about 17, 18. I understand all of the way that the car setup works and the engineering side, and that has a massive, massive benefit. So you're not relying on people watching video and looking at data. You're coming back and engineering it a large part yourself with the team. So that definitely helps. And I think we've shown that this year that there is a lot of benefit in doing that.
And I got to ask you the question I'm starting to ask every single person I now discover is in the racing world, but were you aware of how many people in Essex are into motor racing? Because I feel like a bit of a fraud sat here presenting BBC Essex Sport Extra and going, well, I didn't know about this person, I didn't know about that sport, I didn't know about this thing. Because there just seems to be, every week I come in and there's another email, another message from someone going, did you know that Adam Shepherd's from Snetterton? He's doing amazing in the TCR. I go, no, I didn't. Get him on the show. I feel like next week there'll be another racing driver we've not yet met. But are you aware of how many people love it and are very good at it in here in Essex?
Yeah, there's quite a few of us, but I think the more you start to kind of build up in it, the more you win. Obviously, that catches momentum, and people in the area see it and want to get into it themselves. But we're representing Essex quite well. I think we're all doing quite well at the minute.
Yeah, really are. I'm starting to think that actually we might be more successful in motorsport than we are at snooker. And let's be fair, we are pretty damn good at snooker. I don't even have to get into that right now. So where are you racing next, and when is that?
So we're at Alton Park next in 3 weeks' time. So there's some bits to sort out on the car for them. Like lots of prep work back with the team and the family business that runs the car, Shipper Motors. So we're going to get the car prepped, gearbox out, clutch changed, get the car ready, and then go again and more of the same, hopefully. How
much now that because you're top of the championship, how much do you get to sort of, get other people to do some of the cleaning for you? Because, you go, hey, come on, I'm top. I've done my bit.
Yes, well, I try. I think it's one of those, motorsport obviously isn't cheap, so lots of ours, or nearly all of ours, is funded through sponsorship. So round by round, we don't know when we're going to be out again, really trying to hunt down money. So I do a lot of it myself. In between, there is kind of a running joke with the commentary, actually. I get out of my race suit and straight into my mechanic's clothes and under the car. So it's not the best way to do it. I'd rather be spending more of my time concentrating on the racing, but it's all good fun.
Adam, pleasure having you on the show. Thank you for being a part of it, and thank you for allowing us to put TCR on our little calendar as well. We will chat again sometime soon, hopefully still talking about you being top of that championship and getting more wins. But all the best at Alton Park in a few weeks' time, and we'll speak to you soon.
Yeah. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, Adam. Adam Shepherd and TCR UK.